Previously, I made a video about a unit in Wuwa that I don't like using all that much. That character was Jin Shi, and in that video, I made a certain clarification. Jin Shi, according to my preference, is specifically terrible to use in Tower of Adversity, because in Wuthering Waves, using her is beyond easy once you get everything down. But now comes the interesting part of things. You see, there's another unit that I hate. One that's not fun to use in any game mode. One that has the most boring kit imaginable. One unit where I would do anything in my power to not use her because of how terrible she is to use. So if you haven't already guessed or have seen the previous video, the unit that I'm talking about is Sanhua. Today, we're going to talk about why Sanhua is so garbage and why I never want to use her again. So, for real this time, let's talk about the worst character ever made in Wuthering Waves. Now, let's talk about the concept of a sub-DPS. A sub-DPS is simple. You want to have her or him on the field for as little time as possible so you can buff the main damage dealer and exit the playing field shortly after coming out, whilst being consistent. That way your main damage dealer can rotate quickly. Then when time comes to build your follow-up attacks again, I call it this because I keep forgetting the name of the term, you reapply the buffs as quickly as possible when needed, and that's pretty much how a sub-DPS works. Doing your follow-up attacks and making sure you can stack up your buffs is one of the best ways of making sure that you're going to be doing all the damage you need to do in all the endgame modes, all the sub-modes, event modes, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much how a sub-DPS works. Now, Sanhua is of course also similar in mechanics. The main rotation is ultimate, heavy attack, skill, heavy attack, Eclipse Walk, cancel, outro, not so hard. But here's where my complaints come in. First of all, there's nothing exciting that happens. And there's no gimmick with her that makes her exciting. Rotrick grabs squishy enemies. Jaja flies around quickly if you jump during the skill usage too. Changli can be used as a sub-DPS or a main DPS. Yenlin. Okay, there we go. Yenlin applies marks that cause more damage to be dealt. Mortifi is not only cool looking, but he has an enhanced skill that builds his follow-up attack gauge easily. Lumi has two damage modes where you can get an enhanced spirit or a rapid ground pound. Are you starting to see what I'm getting at? If not, then let's dive deeper. Here is what Sanhua's special gimmick is. Yeah, it's nothing. Sanhua has no special gimmick. All she does is rot away until time comes to use her in your sequence, and when you do the sequence, you have to hold down your attack button, time it perfectly. First of all, that's not an exaggeration. In order to get the most out of Sanhua's heavy attack, you have to time it perfectly. And by that, I mean you have to time the release. Just take a look at this. And you make sure that no enemy is attacking you, because that can cost you some HP. And not just that, it can also cost you the heavy attack. Literally every other sub-DPS doesn't have this problem except Sanhua, because you can make up for an error by using a secondary method. But no, with Sanhua, if you mess that move up, again, you better pray that like your skill is off cooldown or something. Otherwise, you have to try the heavy attack again. Now, character difficulty has a lot of nuance. You can either agree that sub-DPS are supposed to be hard or easy, same for main DPS. My opinion, however, is that the complicated mechanics should be in terms of the team or the main DPS, not a sub-DPS. And if you're gonna make the character hard to use, at least make them a bit exciting to use as well. Changli is hard if you don't know what you're doing, but once you understand her, she's exciting as hell to use. Plus, take a look at damage areas with the sub-DPS. Most sub-DPS have some sort of multi-target capability across all situations. For Sanhua, you have to get really lucky that the enemy is all in one spot. Otherwise, boom, you only hit like 1 or 2 guys. Now do you see why I hate this character so much? If I want to learn her, I would, but she's just so uninteresting, man. Good character in the story, but miserable to use in game. But yeah, that's about it. I just want to talk to you guys about a unit I really, really dislike. So with that, that's about it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like the video and subscribe for more gacha gaming content. We're trying to reach 500 subs, so subscribe to make that possible. Comment down below what you want to see next, and check out my community tab in Discord for updates on upcoming videos. Be sure to also check out my Twitter. I should post for comment-free creators and some dumbasses, so check that out as well. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.